Hey everybody, welcome back to BigRedEDC. Man, we're going to be checking out another Boker today. Been a little while since I've had a Boker on the channel, but this one comes to me courtesy of Jack over at Suburban Tactical Nation. So thank you very much, Jack. I had loaned him a Chris Reeves knife to check out, and then he sent this one back. It's been one I've kind of had my eye on for a little while, just wanted to take a look at. This is the Boker Plus Exskelibur 1. Now there was an Excalibur 2, a little bit smaller version of knife. This one's a front flipper. That one was more of a nail nick, two-hand operating liner lock type knife and smaller. But watching the reviews of that one, it didn't get very many good reviews that I had seen. It had some issues, but that is not the case with this one, the Excalibur 1. And trust me, when I get this open and we take a little bit deeper look at it, you'll see exactly why I wanted to check this one out. Now, I will say right off the bat too, this one is going to be a hard one to find. It's more than likely a secondary market knife, but really just couldn't pass up the opportunity to check it out. So thanks again, Jack. I do appreciate it. But as you can see there, it is a frame lock. You do have that really good looking carbon fiber for sure. As I said, it is a front flipper. Titanium pocket clip. Not overly deep carry. Not too bad. You're probably looking at, about your ½ inch. But it is a tip down or tip up carry. Right-handed. Sorry, guys. No left-handed love on this one. But just a really nice, well-finished knife. I mean, you got the carbon fiber back spacer in there as well. Just an overall, a pretty darn good looking knife. Now, the front flip. Now, I think if you take a quick look at this knife, and if you've been with the channel anytime at all, you'll pretty much see why I was really excited to check it out. It's got that good, clean, straight lines. You've got this basically, spear point, drop point, blade. I mean, just nice, clean lines. There you go. Boker Plus, actually. Now, it is a Mike Skellern design, so very cool there. And then you've got the S35 VN steel on this one. I really like that blade. There we go. Turn that light a little bit so we don't get such a glare. Really dig that blade shape. Nice, clean. Got some jimping that does help out quite a bit. Now, how I like to handle this knife, I'm kind of, as you can see, I'm kind of past the jimping. For me to really use the jimping, I got to come back a little bit, there's nothing wrong with that. It's still a good grip, but just kind of as I naturally grip the knife, I'm pretty much past that jimping. It is done well though. I mean, it grips your thumb really nicely. So the jimping is done pretty darn well. I love the profile on that. Let's check out. Little bit of a smile there. Nothing too terrible. Yeah, there you go. You can kind of see the smile there. Little bit. Actually, it's kind of more of a frown, really. But overall, man, that is just a good looking profile. Now, we'll get some size comparisons. Let's get the old PM2 out. And when you get the PM2 lined up pivot to pivot, they're really pretty close. Looks like the Excalibur's got it just by a little bit on the blade. Handles are pretty much dead on, but just a tad on the blade. And of course, we'll throw the bug out there. And it is, obviously, a bigger knife than the bug out by a decent amount, as you can see. Overall, what do we got as far as specs go? Well, we'll get it lined up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right about 8 inches, maybe just a hair over. Officially, they say 8.07, so okay, I'm definitely buying that. Handle length, I'm getting about 4.5 maybe just a little bit more. And then, of course, that's going to give you right about a 3.5-inch blade with about a 3.25-inch cutting edge. Kind of a 3.25, little over cutting edge. Now, your grip length, that's kind of what I like about this knife. You're going to get a decent amount of grip. Because like I said, I mean, you can really get up on that knife if you need to. There's not really a forward finger choil, but I found myself gripping the knife just like so, and that's what I was kind of said, where my thumb was over the jimping. But if I measure exactly how I was gripping the knife, I get about 4.25. I mean, you could probably push it a little further. If you wanted to choke up, you could probably get almost 4.5 inches of grip out of it. So really decent amount of grip, decent sized knife for that matter. 8 inches. We'll get a weight on it here. 2.5 ounces. For the size, this thing is light, as you can see. And that was another thing that I really liked about this knife. This thing carries. Whew. I'm going to grab my calipers for you just for a second, because I want to make sure I give you an accurate width on that handle, the thickness. Yeah, check that out. 3.38, we'll call it. Nice, slender handle. I mean, check that out. Man, this thing rides in the pocket like a dream. It is a little bit larger knife, 8 inches. I'm not going to call it a big knife by any means, but the weight and the slenderness of this knife, man, it carries terrific. Let's see here. I'll show you. Oh, trying to get the. Now it's pretty good in and out of pocket. That's what you're gonna have sticking out. So you do have a little bit sticking out, and then that anodized clip. So it's not too bad. It's pretty much right about your standard 1/2 inch. Oh, other than that, man, good. Now, I found on some of my pants with a little bit thicker seam, it needed just a little bit of help going in the pocket. I mean, once it was in there, yeah, it wasn't going anywhere. Super retention, easy out of the pocket. Yeah. Overall, I am really glad I got the opportunity to check this one out. The action, it's not a super dropper, but it's not bad. Not bad at all. And for me, that's probably not a bad thing, so I don't hurt myself like I do from time to time. We've all got the scar tissue building up, I think. In hand, man, feels very good in hand. It's slender. I can just get an absolutely amazing grip on it. Like I said, that's pretty much how I'm gripping it. I got a decent amount left over. That's how it looks in my 3 3/4 inch hand. So definitely a full 4-finger grip with probably pretty close to another finger width of room left over. Feels absolutely wonderful in hand. Pocket clip is not an issue. I'll quit hitting my hand. There we go. Flips out pretty well. Like I said, it's not a super loose knife, which is okay with me. It takes a little bit more on the deploy, but then again, like I said, I'm not going to guillotine my thumb. And I hit my hand with it all the time. That's okay, because I'm digging this knife. That's just me being uncoordinated, guys. That's all it is. Super, yeah, I'm really digging it. Now, like I said, this one is going to be, when they were new, they were selling for about $220. If you can find one on the secondary market, I don't know if there's going to be much of a markup on them, or if it's one that, it'll be, that really all depends on who you're buying from too. I mean, if they're going to try to make money on it, or if they're going to sell it for a decent price. I mean, that's just, that's the thing about buying on the secondary market. You never know. You never know what you're going to find, but you can find some really good deals on it. And if you're looking for a really slender front flipper, clean lines, you know what? I'm telling you what, guys, this one's pretty nice. Now, overall, you know what? Overall, I'd probably give it... I love those clean lines. For what it is, guys, talking to Blue and his review crew, I think we're going to give it right about an 8. I think that's a pretty fair mark on this one. Like I said, you know, I'm not going to knock it because for the availability, because, well, that's not really the knife's fault. You know, if they were popular and they sold out, well, that should tell me that it must be a pretty darn good knife. And I'm liking it. I know that. So, there you go. But thanks again, Jack. I greatly appreciate the opportunity to check out the Excalibur 1. I kind of wanted to check out the Excalibur 2, but from some of the reviews I've seen, I mean, and I can always form my own opinion. We should always do that anyway. But yeah, especially Nick Shabazz, he had a full titanium one, and it wouldn't even lock up. So that was a little bit disheartening, you know, I have to admit. But not the case for the Excalibur 1. I am digging this knife quite a bit. So thanks a lot, guys. Greatly appreciate you checking out the Boker Plus Exskelibur 1 with me today. Thanks again, Jack. Greatly appreciate it. As always, guys, you know, before I go, I want to give somebody a really, really big shout out. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Scab over at Choir Boys Cutlery. Him and I have started talking a lot more frequently here recently. And I tell you what, guys, the message that Scab puts out in his videos is just really, really awesome. He's actually, you know, trying to do more of bringing like the knife and EDC and the bushcraft and even the sword, basically any of the communities that use, like, collect any type of bladed instrument, swords, whatever the case may be, really trying to bring those communities together. And I think that's really, really awesome. And he does an amazing job shouting out smaller channels and helping promote and build up smaller channels. And you know what? You guys know I do that very same thing, and that's absolutely awesome. So shout out to you, Scab, for what you do in the communities, and just being a pretty cool dude, man. I really, if you guys have not checked out Scab over at Choir Boys Cutlery, I will leave a link down in the description so you can do so. Please go check him out. Say JB says hi, and just, man, enjoy what he has to offer. His content is really cool. He put some knives through some tests. As a matter of fact, he has got Rusty Knife Lovers knives, you know, and you can see he's got his outdoor backyard testing facility. He puts them through the test, and you know, you can see what they can do. So very cool. Good job, Scab. Keep going, brother. He just went over 2,000 subscribers too, so congratulations to that as well, Scab. But please go check him out. Tell him JB says hi, and we'll just keep building one another up, because you guys know that's what I'm about in the community. So, as always, guys, like, subscribe, leave me that comment. You know I love talking to you, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.